So what's up, everybody? It's your boy Marcoelboriken with the Moors of Light, teaching my trade, work, and profession. And my last video was kind of short, going over amrit or matrimonio in Spanish, and this has to do with the uh, the balance of the mother, the father, and the child. So we're gonna get into it. It says hambre. A partir de los 14 años, los chicos y chicas que desean hacerlo pueden solicitar forma parte de la calza. At 14 years old, men and women can, if they wish, become part or form part of of the culture. En la ceremonia de admisión se recuerda a los candidatos los principios del compromiso Sikh. At the ceremony of admission, they are reminded, the candidates are reminded of the principles and the promises of the Sikh. Cada uno de ellos prometen defender la fe. Each must defend their faith. Servir a los demás, serve others. Abstenerse de alcohol y drogas. Abstain from drugs and alcohol. Y rezar diariamente. And you have to pray daily, night and mornings, mañana y noche. 5 hombres fueron los primeros en presentarse después. Oh, 5 hombres fueron los primeros en presentarse dispuestos a morir, respondiendo a la llamada de Guru Gobind Singh en 1699. So 5 men were ready to give their lives um, for um, when they were called by Guru Gobind Singh, the sixth of the leaders in the community, right? And that was in 1699. En su recuerdo, 5 miembros de la calza vestidos de gala sostienen cada uno de los 5 elementos simbólicos, las 5 K, pan, caque, que desde ese día acompañará a los 9 miembros. So those members of the Khalsa were formerly dressed in gowns, and they maintained this since the times of them um, accompanying the new members, the 5 Ks. Panch Kake. Preparan el amrit, el agua azucarada que remueve con una espada de doble filo, kanda, y que simboliza la fuente de la vida, la purifica, que purifica. So, amrit is prepared. It's a sugar water that is stirred by a double-edged sword, kanda, and it symbolizes the fountain or the source of life, of pure life, right? I'm out down, moving around a little bit. I might be loaded. All right. So then the next part, it says, los cándidos le beberán de ahí el hombre de la ceremonia. The candidates, they drink it, and from there, um, they name the ceremony. 5 veces se salpica con hambre el pelo y los ojos de los candidatos antes de rezo del Mul Mantra y de compartir el cara parshat. Let me put this over here real quick so it's better. Yeah, that's better. So, 5 times are splashed the amrit, the sweet water, on the hair, the eyes of the two candidates, and before that they do the mul mantra or the mur mantra. It's like a prayer, and then um they share the cara parshat. So then this next one it says el matrimonio, matrimony. Este es otro momento importante. La antigua costumbre de concertar el matrimonio entre las dos familias continúa bastante arraigada en algunas regiones, aunque se debe contar con el acuerdo de la pareja. So matrimony is a very important moment. The antiquated or the ancient custom of concerting or putting together matrimony between two families continues, very much so deep rooted in some regions. Although the partners' agreements are required, el enlace tiene lugar en el Gurdwara con rezos, lecturas y el canto de himno nupcial mientras los contrayentes y sus familiares giran alrededor del Grant. The wedding links take place at the temple, the Gurdwara, with prayers, lectures, and songs and hymns, the and bridal hymns, while the contemporaries and the families are all surrounding or around the Granth. So I personally would love for people in America to take these marriage ceremonies a little bit more seriously and not just in a sense of customs, right? Los matrimonios en este continente norte y sur, desde Argentina, Haití, Panamá, Miami, y Canadá. We should take, debemos coger el matrimonio demasiado más serio y aplicar unas costumbres que son antiguas, que en realidad son de nosotros. We should take these matrimonies and these ceremonies much more serious, especially if we're talking about continental Pan American people. Because a lot of the ceremonies they actually do come from us, right? So that's just what it is. Original Black and autochthonous people are the ones who innovated civilizations um, of paradigms as Egypt and so on. Byzantine, Egypt, Morocco, the Mayas. All these people are all dreadheads, and they're like 6'5", and yeah, that's just what it is. I'm sorry if you feel offended by that. It's just what it is. It's the facts. Sorry, but yeah, we should take our marriage ceremonies much more serious and get out of like just marrying the same person who looks like you. Like um try to like repatriate back seriously to like the original human family so that we could bring a little bit more balance to the world and do that with intention of not being politically beat over the head, but do that from a source of finding knowledge of self within yourself first so that you could create something in the future that exponentially compounds with purpose. Y eso es la verdad ahí mismo, right? Nosotros debemos tener mucho más orgullo y comprometernos con pareja y cónyuge que pueden apoyar un futuro entre un ser humano que nos puede mostrar las cosas que son en realidad derechos de nacer. So, birthrights, that's what we all about. Love, true peace, freedom, and justice, that's what we all about. Like I said, your birthright. Your birthright is to breathe air. Your birthright is to get sun. Your birthright is to be in love. Your birthright is to have knowledge, right? The moment that you were not born with drugs, right? So you don't need marijuana, you don't need alcohol. And that's another thing that's mentioned in this article, that once you take the path of devoting yourself to matrimony, you can't do drugs, man. Like, you can't do drugs, you can't do alcohol. That includes pills, that includes cigarettes, that includes marijuana, that includes a whole bunch of other stuff, right? Even sometimes on extremes, like even things like coffee and soda, right? But and cheese doodles and takis and all this other manufactured stuff with a whole bunch of chemicals on the back of the nutrition facts that you guys constantly are consuming. So it's just what it is. I'm your boy Marcoelboriken. I want to see my people win all over the planet, all over the globe as a diaspora. And it just is what it is, right? So Morzalai teaching by trade, work, and profession. Danavat Abar and and Shukriya, right? Salamat, gracia,